So I thought it would be a good idea to come out to a beautiful place and shoot the new Kodak Gold 200. Oh, that's such a good idea, they said, until you come out here and it's 20 degrees and I can't feel my face already. That's why I'm talking like this. There's not much else to it. I hope you like this video a lot, because I am freezing. As you could tell in that intro, my face and body was completely frozen, but behind that frostbitten face and body was a very joyful, overwhelmed young boy, as he thought he would never see the release of a new film stock in his lifetime. That young boy being me, Braxton Wallace. If you don't know who I am a film photographer, strictly for Twitter clout, and I make film-related videos here on YouTube all the time. Of course, when I saw Gold 200's announcement, I instantly grabbed my dad's credit card and ordered a box, which then led me to staying at a hotel which offered free cuddles with rather large cockroaches, and then setting out on a very gnarly sunrise mission in the Lake Michigan sand dunes. So before you click away, how about I show you some photos and we can talk in a little bit.
Slowly learning how to be lonely, helplessly moving through all these motions. Will I ever get this right? Will I ever learn to find the light that left with you?
As you can see in the footage, the weather was less than ideal. It was roughly 20 degrees with a wind chill of 5 or 6 degrees. So as I was testing the limits of my fragile photographer body, I decided to test the limits of Gold 200 as well. So I pushed it 2 stops. And to my surprise, it actually held up pretty well.
Favorite person, shaky, nervous moonlight walks with you. Slowly telling you all that I want to do. Is it the right time? Is it the right place to tell you all that I wanted to? Will you make a little room for the words I have inside that won't let go of you?
As the sun decided to come out, I went ahead and loaded up another roll and shot this one at box speed. Now, this part of the day was pretty interesting. Not only was I about to shoot goal 200 at 100 to see how it handled the extra stop of light, but also I found out that I had been shooting a quarter mile in the wrong direction. Yeah, this this totally is the spot that I saw on Google Earth, not the other one. I thought we walked far enough, because on Google Earth, I have it on maps right now, but that's it. That's like the spot that I saw. So anytime I do one of these photo hikes, I always scout on Google Earth to find if there's any places that I want to photograph, or if there's any other places that I might not know of that I might want to check out. So in this case, I had a particular spot that I wanted to photograph pretty much exclusively all day, but for whatever reason, I got a little lost, and I spent all morning a quarter mile short of where I actually wanted to be. But it ended up working really well, because by the time I got to that end destination, the clouds started to part and the light started to peer through, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. This image right here is probably my favorite of the day. There's just something about the light and the colors and the way gold just rendered the scene. It's just awesome. It's got a very stock image vibe to it, which is something that I'm always striving to get in my images. Also, really quickly, can we get a grain check for Taylor Pendleton? There's a turkey somewhere.
Yeah.
Turkeys are so big, and they just fly like that.
You should make a separate video and call it Thoughts with Braxton.
I've probably said so many stupid things like that. After I finished up in the grassy sand dunes, I started the trek back to the car, but this time I walked the beach back to the car to see if I could finish off my last roll, shooting it at like 50 to 80 ISO to see how far I could overexpose it before I turned into Jose Villa. One thing that some film YouTubers do that I don't really like is that they never show you what their scans looked like before they edited them. Now, this is not throwing shade at anyone or anyone who edits their scans. I edit my scans myself. But when it comes to trying out a new film stock, especially as a viewer, I find myself a lot of the time wishing that I could see what their scans look like before they edited them so I can actually see what the film stock has to offer. Because once you start editing your film, you can kind of blur the lines of what the film actually does versus what you want it to look like. Again, not throwing any shade, but I just, as a viewer for many years, I just wish I could see what their scans look like before they edited them. So here's some before and afters. One thing that interested me most about Gold 200 was where does it fall in the Kodak Professional lineup when it comes to medium format? We already have PORTRA 160, 400, 800, which pretty much all do the same thing, which is offer very high dynamic range while replicating skin tones as accurately as possible. Then we have EKTAR 100, which is for people who prefer a more saturated and contrasty image while still keeping a very fine grained structure. And then lastly, we have EKTACHROME 100, which is for when you're feeling more on the optimistic side. Get it? It's a positive, optimistic, positive. Oh, okay. So with all these films, what does Gold 200 really bring to the table? Well, after shooting my first box, I can confidently say that Kodak knocked this out of the park when it comes to finding a balance or a marriage between PORTRA and EKTAR. It's definitely more on the saturated side like EKTAR, but the way it renders colors and handles high contrast, high dynamic range scenes like PORTRA is something that's really incredible. Then you can also push it 2 stops to 800, which is also incredible. So the fact that we have a film stock now that can do all of these things is something that's absolutely incredible and really makes it distinct from the rest of the film stocks we already have. As always, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, especially when you stick around for this long. If you have stuck around for this long, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, all the YouTube things that every YouTuber asks you to do. I have some videos coming out more on the filmmaking side, which I'm really excited to share because I've yet to show the filmmaking side of my life here on the channel, but I have some really fun and interesting projects coming with some friends that hopefully I'll get to share with you soon. I'm talking really fast, but all that to say, I appreciate you so much for watching. If you want to see Gold 200 in more of a portrait setting, you can check out my buddy Jin Yoon. He just made a video where he shot portraits with Kodak Gold. So if you want to see it less in a landscape and more of a portrait setting, feel free to go check out his video. It's popped up somewhere up there. But with all that, one last time, I appreciate you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you later. I can't do my thing. The scrim is... Bye.